A very good Monday morning to everyone out there. Landon here in the driver's seat with you to bring you your weather and night forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. Folks, we have got a lot to talk about with multiple weather makers on the horizon. It's going to be bringing sensible weather impacts to us here throughout the entirety of this week. Our first system would be arriving tonight, going on into our Tuesday and Wednesday, with another one right on its heels in the Friday to Saturday time frame. Our initial system we're watching is right here on our doorstep, approaching from the west this morning. You can see that deepening area of low pressure out across the central and southern plains. It's going to be deepening and intensifying as we work throughout the day. Clouds are already streaming in out ahead of this, folks, and we're already seeing that here across the WABBLES community. We have got a look over the White Squirrel Weather Nest Cam to kick things off. Not too shabby right now. We'll be underneath a mix of sun and clouds throughout this morning before clouds are really going the uptick throughout this afternoon and on into this evening. Jumping over and taking a look over Morgantown, Peachtree News Sky Cam looking north and west from Morgantown, showcasing a similar scenario over in that direction as well. With temperatures being, with skies being somewhat clear throughout the overnight, our temperatures have plummeted and tanked. We're all the way down between the mid and upper 20s region-wide, hugging up right along the lower 30s, down to our south with our neighbors down in Simpson County and over in Allen County as well. Here's the weather story, folks. You think it's going to be a busy one for us here across the continental U.S.? You would be absolutely correct. Got an ongoing severe weather outbreak that could be possible, hugging right along the Gulf Coast a little bit later today. We got this monster low pressure system deepening across the plains. It's going to be bringing a boatload of rain and storms and wind to us, along with a possibility of a little bit of wintry weather shenanigans being sprinkled in on the back side of that low as we progress into our Tuesday night and on into our Wednesday morning. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? Let's jump right into it. Getting a look over the latest model guidance. We put this into motion for you. All eyes are on this deepening area of low pressure. It's right here, folks. This is going to be our generator for a whole wide load of weather impacts here across the eastern tier of the continental U.S. We work throughout today. Clouds continue to increase. Then we work into this afternoon on into tonight. Ongoing severe weather event along the Gulf Coast. And then take a look at what's going to be coming up and into our direction. Right around the midnight time frame is what this surface map is valid for. This deepening low pressure system has got the deep, warm, moist air driving in here out of the south, and then we got the cold conveyor belt wrapping around on the backside of that low. As we work later into the process of this low evolving and moving to our north and east, that is whenever we will see the potential for the changeover in some type of precipitation. The big weather story as well, folks. Look at how tightly aligned all of these black isobars are. That is signifying a tightening pressure gradient that is going to result in extraordinarily gusty winds out of the south along and ahead of this cold front as it works through here. So we can take a closer look at what's going to unfold in regards to the rainfall. We work throughout today. We're all going to be dry. An uptick in cloud cover is all that's expected. Then we work past sunset tonight, and the first rain is expected to arrive some point between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m., all right? Then we continue towards midnight. This is whenever the southerly winds will really be kicking up, folks, 30 to 40 plus miles an hour in magnitude. And then that's going to continue as we work throughout our Tuesday as well. Then the parent cold front will try and blast through here at some point between sunrise and midday before it finally rolls off to our north and west. Now, folks, behind the front, we're going to have steepening low-level lapse rates. We're going to have temperatures that's going to be plummeting. And take a look here as we work into our Tuesday night, rolling into our Wednesday morning. This is going to be very tricky, folks. We'll need to watch this very closely. But take a look at what some of the model guidance is spitting out. Some robust driving snow showers that'll be developing here on the backside of the low as it pulls off to the north and east. We will be battling temperatures yet again, folks, because lows are currently forecast right around 31 to 32 degrees. Going to be tricky to get the surface cold enough in order to get this to stick, but it will be on the table to get some minor accumulations out of this. finally pulling off by the time we get into sunrise on Wednesday, but with temperatures either side of that freezing mark. We're going to have to keep very close eyes on it, as we could get in on some slick travel as a result. Now, not just that, folks, but what we were talking about as well, take a look at these wind fields as this weather maker moves through. We work on into mid-morning into this afternoon. We'll see gusts upwards of 15 to 20 plus miles an hour. It won't be a big deal. And then we get into this evening and take a look at the arrival and the passing of this weather maker. Right around midnight is whenever we're really going to see these winds start to kick up out there and then even increase in more magnitude, rolling through the pre-dawn hours of our Tuesday, as you can see here. And look at these values, folks, spinning out 30 to 40, closing in on 50 miles an hour. Now, I would like to note a few things. With models spitting out this much, there are a couple limiting factors that the models haven't taken into account. We will have a temperature inversion very close to near the surface that'll help mitigate this, along with just a completely saturated atmosphere out there with so much rainfall and storms that will be ongoing. Nonetheless, we will go underneath a wind advisory beginning at midnight tonight, all right, or midnight Tuesday morning technically, and will take us through 10 a.m. As you can see here on Tuesday. We go through mid-morning and we go into the lunchtime hour, and we've still got readings, folks, on the cusp of 30 to 40 plus miles an hour. So needless to say, tie down the lawn decor, tie down God's Frisbees, aka trampolines, if you got them in the yard, because this wind advisory and this wind event will have those located and displaced by the time you wake up on Tuesday morning. That is a promise. Now, what about after this weather maker, Landon? Well, we got another one that's going to be right on its heels, so let's jump right into it. We move past the Tuesday time frame, Tuesday night into Wednesday. We got that little cusp of a little wintry weather event that can't be rolled out. Gradual clearing skies throughout our Wednesday, more sunshine on Thursday, and then, folks, we get into Thursday night and on into Friday. Similar weather maker with a deepening low pressure system slicing north and east across the region up towards the Great Lakes. Widespread showers and some thunderstorms, some very strong gradient winds. And then, folks, look on the backside of the low. We're going to be right on the cusp of seeing another little dosing of wintry weather on the backside Friday night on into our Saturday morning, all right? And then we roll into next week, folks, and the big weather maker that we've been keeping very close eyes on is rolling into Monday night and into Tuesday of next week. The deeper track of the low down across the deep south will put us on the cold side of the low to the north and west. This could be the winner in terms of a significant winter weather event. We're still over a week out. We will continue to monitor. But needless to say, folks, we have got an extraordinarily busy weather pattern that is going to be kicking off tonight, all right? So to break it all down for you, number one concern is the probability of strong gradient winds. We are underneath a wind advisory for the entirety of WABBLES, beginning and kicking off at midnight and lasting through 10 a.m. tomorrow, all right? Then throughout the entirety of our overnight and then throughout our Tuesday, 1 to 2 inches of total rainfall. We will take all we can get, folks. I've been a broken record as we close in here and we talk about our rainfall amounts because our drought situation continues to be rather significant. We've got the entirety of WABBLES underneath moderate or severe drought conditions. We also have streams, folks, and lakes and little tributaries and creeks that are near dry across the vast majority of the region. If we get this rain, all of this will be relieved, okay? And then, of course, what you all really want to see, what about our snow chances? Well, folks, we're only going to stay early in this cycle because that's how snow amounts go. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we have been given anywhere from roughly a 10 to 20% probability of seeing at least a tenth of snow on the ground by Wednesday morning. So, little sneaky one, we'll have to keep eyes on it. But that's how the breakdown is going thus far. Your full 5-day weather forecast, folks. Here we have it. For today, partly sunny this morning. Clouds on the uptick as we work into this afternoon. Highs right around the 50-degree mark. Widespread showers and storms tonight. Wind advisory initiates and takes over. This will continue all the way throughout our Tuesday as well. The wind advisory will end at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then we're going to see the potential change over to snow showers Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Could have some slick spots out there, maybe a little bit of accumulation on the ground. Clouds back on the uptick Thursday ahead of our next weather maker. Widespread rain showers and storms take over Thursday night into our Friday with highs near 50. Lows plummeting down to the low and mid 20s Friday night, folks. We could get in on a little dousing of a dusting of snow as well. And then throughout the weekend, cloudy and quiet with highs trapped down into the 30s. Folks, that'll wrap up your Monday morning whether or not forecast. Brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Stay in contact with us across all of our platforms. We'll be updating as always as necessary. You all have a blessed start to the